Okay, yep, you've guessed it. It's me. Right. Still carrying on with my little series of videos on, now we're still, so far we've come across some interesting points in this discussion of what pseudoscience is. We can't deny that. But we can deny, on the evidence of this article in Wikipedia, that the very idea of pseudoscience is pseudoscientific. There are interesting guidelines for the generation of proper science, in inverted commas, okay? But there's nothing in this which is talking about hard and fast definitions. We've already seen that there's lots of different people within the scientific community who have different points of view, okay? So it's not a question of science versus pseudoscience. The two are intermingled very seriously. Okay. So we've had a lack of openness to testing by other experts. We're moving on to the next part of the Wikipedia article, which is the absence of progress. Failure to progress towards additional evidence of its claims. Terence Hines has identified astrology as a subject that has changed very little in the past 2 millennia. Well, that depends upon what astrology really is and what the benefits of astrology really is as well, and all kinds of other little issues. So, and yes, a lot of astrologers would make stupid claims. I would agree to that. So, in that respect, there are some issues with certain astrologers, or some astrologers would have, do have, in the way that they define astrology as a science, but it is still a body of knowledge. So in that respect, it is a science. Okay. But as far as the supernatural stuff that I'm talking about is concerned, I want there to be scientific progress. I want there to be benefits to human health as a result of further research, further investigation. I want that. The essay goes on. Lack of self-correction. Now, this is actually getting important. Scientific research programs make mistakes, but they tend to eliminate those errors over time. Now, in the world of the magical, the supernatural, the occult, we got the problem of religion, because a lot of it is dependent upon religious experience, and so religions get in the way and say that no, the religion or the tradition says this, that, or the other. So this is something which is actually important, because we do need to move on in our understanding of what can be achieved, what can't be achieved, what is useful, what is not useful, and to start getting real progress. So that's an important point. By contrast, theories may be accused of being pseudoscientific because they have remained unaltered despite contradictory evidence. Or maybe, I would say, despite advancing the existing quantities of information and evidence. Because I haven't seen any evidence completely contradicting the occult, if we take into account all of the other factors concerned. Contradicting superstitious ideas, yes, such as flipping a coin and saying, oh, well, every time I flip a coin it rains, which is superstition. That's stupidity. Throw that out the window. The work Scientists Confront Velikovsky in 1976. Cornell University also delves into these features in some detail, as does the work of Thomas Kuhn in The Structure of Scientific Revelations, 1962, which also discusses some of the items on the list of characteristics of pseudoscience, which we've proven doesn't properly exist. We've proven that. If you followed my argument so far, you will see that pseudoscience itself does not properly exist. There's just censorship, basically. Okay, the article goes on. Personalization of issues. Tight social groups and grand floons. Authoritarian personalities, suppression of dissent, and groupthink can enhance the adoption of beliefs that have no rational basis. That's important. That is actually important. Groupthink is difficult. But on top of that, scientists also fall prey to groupthink. If that is a definition of pseudoscience, then scientists themselves are practicing pseudoscience. But essentially, if if everyone's, as was it Gandhi who said that if everyone's thinking the same, someone isn't thinking? Yeah, so if someone presents you an idea, there's plenty of reason to suppose that there's ways of thinking a way out of that idea. Assertion of claims of conspiracy on the part of the scientific community to suppress the results. Now that's actually quite amusing, actually. Because if there is a conspiracy on the part of scientific communities to suppress the results, then the scientists are saying the fact that you said that means that you're a pseudoscientist, despite the fact that we've already seen that pseudoscience is actually used as a means of censorship. Which is interesting. I mean, when it's used in censorship of something which is blatantly a lie, as in creationists saying that evolution is a lie and the Earth is 6,000 years old, then yeah, go for it, you know. But if it's censorship in terms of there may be some validity in something here, let's try and understand it a little more, then that's wrong. I would say. Attacking the motives or characters of anyone who questions the claims. See the ad hominem fallacy. Which is also peculiar because sometimes someone who attacks a claim might actually have a motive. So it happens a bit 50-50. Alright? But you know, I want to get this whole thing understood. There's loads more of this. Loads more of this. And then it goes on to use of misleading language. All right. I mean, there's lots more things that can be said. We've teased out the main points. I'm going to do one more video covering the criticisms of the concept of pseudoscience. And then we'll go on to something else, because I'm getting tired.